Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today. It's of Pierce the Veil's latest track, Dive In. Now Pierce the Veil have always been a group which I've never really followed. I've never really followed that type of music, I've never really followed that genre or that subgenre. And I've always found it a little bit bland, a little bit dull, a little bit unimaginative, so I've always sort of steered clear. And Pierce the Veil as a group in particular, I've listened to a couple of tracks recently, especially that track Circles I think it's called, which are really disliked, and I really sort of try to push away reviewing this track because I just felt that the past bias I already have and things I've already felt before when listening to their music would give a, not a really conjunct review for this, or a review which is particularly cohesive, because past bias are difficult to get rid of. So I went into this one with no expectations. I listened to it 2 or 3 times and thought, you know what, I'm going to give this one a review actually, because I actually enjoyed this track. I actually had a lot of fun with this track. I thought it was much more exploratory than their last efforts, and I liked this track. I thought the production's really strong throughout. I think the guitar in general sounds pretty good, despite I think it sounds a little bit too thin in parts. There is a moment where they have like this little breakdown, which is meant to be like a heavy sort of distorted and almost dissonant breakdown, but it sounds really way too light. It doesn't sound nearly as heavy as competitors on the market at the moment. I found the drums sounded nice. The deep kick I always love. That's like a proggy type of mixing. I like the cutting snare. I thought the hi-hats and all that sort of cymbal work sounded great. I thought the vocals sounded very pure, very organic, and even when they balanced from this harsh vocals to the clean vocals, sounded great. Enjoyed that. The bass does sound a little bit too thin for me. I think the low end is largely covered by the drums, so it's not too much of a problem, but I think the frenetic style of strumming a bass always leads to the bass sounding a little bit tinny, a little bit too plasticky in my personal opinion, but it wasn't too noticeable. When we move on to the musicality, this is the thing which really surprised me. The song is nearly 5 minutes long, so it's almost progressive in nature in that sense alone. And it isn't just the sort of plain nursery rhyme sections where we just go verse, chorus, extended chorus. We've actually got a verse, we've got a pre-chorus, we've got a chorus, we've got a couple of bridges, we've got breakdowns, we've got an outro, we've got an intro, we've got all that sort of great stuff. We've got, sections which have been made to join up to other sections to allow those sections to really blossom. So we've got things which are climactic, like the final chorus is climactic. When the song goes up with the outro, the little piano outro, that leaves you with a satisfied feeling. That's how these sections are meant to work. This is when you capitalize on form and you do it properly, and they've definitely done that well here. The riffs are a little bit, bland. I mean, they definitely tried something new with like a melody, instrumental melody with just a lower sort of rhythmic strumming, and that worked. It's a bit more functional than catchy, but at least they tried something different. I think the drum transitions are quite good fun. The fills are hardly, super technical, but they do the job, so they always kept me on my feet pretty well, on my toes. I thought the vocalists had a really good performance in this track, especially in the choruses. I enjoyed the choruses quite a lot, actually. I found them fairly catchy, and there's not many flaws I can really point out outside of some little production sort of things I would have changed, and some things which they could just work on. It's definitely a potential piece for me. I think if they went down this route where songs are slightly longer so that they don't just hit that halt at the 3-minute mark. So many groups in this genre hit 3 minutes and they either stop the track or the track just drags on to the end. If they can keep these, amount of sections which are diverse and allow for variation and allow for, almost like progressive nature, I think they will definitely keep improving. I love the tom work they added in here as well. So it's definitely a track which has brought me in as a casual consumer, that says a lot. I mean, the lyricism is a little bit dire, a little bit corny, a little bit cliche, but like I said, the vocal performance is good, so this is pushed aside. Lyrics are only as good as the vocalist, and the vocalist has done a great job here. So I'm feeling a rating of about 6.5 out of 10 for this one. That's quite a good rating in my book. That's definitely that's the green zone, that's in the above average zone, so I definitely recommend a listen for casual consumers looking for something different. If you're a fan of Pierce the Veil, I think you're going to love this track. This is definitely a better track from their discography, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I hope you like this review. If you like this review, leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.